Hello and welcome back to DML. So today we will finally be enchanting and leveling up Joko as much as we can with what we have right now. And we'll also be taking a look at the new Whalemart offers because there's a really interesting deal on Android. But anyway, while we were live streaming, we did get the materials that we needed to fully enchant Joko to the old max level at least. So that's level 4 enchantment. So that's 40 extraordinary, 40 wind, and 40 plant, and 1,000,000 gold, which isn't really that much to be honest with you. 1,000,000 is like, yeah, whatever. But now, it actually costs less to enchant him to level 5 than it did to level 4, which is really interesting. But this does mean that now if we want to enchant him further, we need 21 of the Divine Extraordinaries, 28 Wind, and 28 Plant. So we've already got the other two, we just need to start hoarding up on Divine Materials again. And the main issue with Divine Materials is just how much they cost in terms of trinkets to upgrade from Average and Excellent and stuff like that. So it's going to be very grindy and very annoying, but we'll do it eventually. And, you know, since Divines seem a lot easier than Legendaries to enchant now, maybe Joko will be stronger than Andy before we even know it. But, you know, we've got like 68 million food left, and trust me, it's only going to last 2 seconds, pretty much. It's not going to last very long. Because already, we have run out. You see how quickly all that food went? It went in like 2 seconds. But now, Joko here is level 89, so we've still got another 11 levels to go. But we are making steady progress on the team, so just purely down to that enchantment is the reason why I've decided to upgrade our Hermes dragon before our lantern dragon. But, you know, we could have done this during a feeding event if we wanted to, but we're not having one for probably at least another week, and, you know, I'm impatient, so all of our food is now gone skis. You're such a hungry boy, Joko. But that is the dealio with him for now, for those of you that wanted to watch me doing that. So now we have the Whalemart deals, although when you see this it'll probably have already been out for a couple of days. And so on PC, these are the deals that I got. I think it's split up into like level 100 plus gets certain deals, and like level 50 to 7 or 50 to 100 gets other deals and stuff like that. But the ones that we have, Guardian Dragon and some scrolls for 99 gems, don't like it. We can get 5 VIP tickets for 45 gems. So that is less than 10 gems per VIP ticket. So I actually think that this deal here is pretty good value. Especially if you've just got 45 random gems lying around with nothing to spend it on. It's actually really not that bad, because having those extra VIP day tickets, especially if you're a free-to-play player, will help you out a lot during special events and castle events and stuff like that. Then the next one that we have is Dragon Fury Essence, 1,000,000 gold. Yes, please. Give that to me. Give me more Dragon Fury Essence, please, I beg. Like, if I could buy as many as I could with this 600 million gold, I would buy all of them. Not even kidding. And then we have nestled eggs for 10,000 food. Whatever, I'll buy one. 10,000 food is nothing. And the final one is 1 portal gem for 15 scrolls. And honestly, because we have too many scrolls to even consider using, I am also going to purchase these. So, overall, they could have been better deals, and they were just sort of like, oh, that's a little bit handy, I suppose. Like, I appreciate an extra portal gem, I appreciate extra Dragon Fury and some tickets, but not very interesting, and certainly not the best deals that we could have had. And then on our level 72 Android account, of course, we got a completely different set of deals. The first one's for some excellent shadow materials for 20 gems, which I think is actually a pretty good deal. 1,000,000 gold for 25,000 food is, it's not that bad. A boss habitat for 50,000 food is But then we have these final two deals. We've got a little dragon gate for 1 portal gem. It's cute if you want it. But 50 enchantment tickets for 750 gems. This is probably the most expensive deal that we've ever seen in the Whalemart, just outright. And on first glance, it seems tempting. And I mean, if you check the actual price of these enchantment tickets, to get 45 of them, normally it's 999 gems. So, relatively speaking, it is a lot cheaper to buy it from the Whalemart than it is to just buy it straight from the shop. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a great deal overall, because you do have to remember what the actual price of 700 or, you know, 999 gems is. It's like 25-30 pounds is the actual cost. So the Whalemart literally has a 30-pound, air quotes, deal inside it. And so, purely because of how expensive it still is, I would say I don't like this deal, and I wouldn't recommend it. Unless you were already planning on buying enchantment tickets anyway, that would probably be the only time that I'd recommend you take this deal. But, you know, even with 50 tickets, there's no guarantee you're gonna get legendary material drops anyway, or whatever material drops you want. I mean, I've got 25 tickets or so I'll go and open some just to show you what I mean. So, out of this we got some Bleh legendary, and we got some extraordinary fire. But apart from that, we got no legendary, barely any divine. So, it's just, because it's all down to RNG, it's just really not worth it. We got some okay legendary materials there, but it's not extraordinary, and that's what we want. So, if you're looking to buy this for like £25, honestly, I really don't think it's worth it, because again, you're basing everything that you're purchasing onto the random number generator, and we all know that that's not a good idea. I mean, it would help out massively with upgrading some of these dragons, especially the later stages of enchantment, but I just don't think it's worth it. Speaking of enchantment materials, let's go and take this ruby dragon out and pop another fodder dragon in to get something out of it. 26 earth, that's like nothing, but it doesn't matter, because if we didn't do this, they would just be sitting in the habitat doing nothing anyway, so I don't even care too much. But, you know, when I talk about enchantment materials, I know what you're saying. You're probably thinking, but Quacks, it takes so long to enchant dragons. I just want to be able to enchant them now. And I get it. But the best way for you to get materials is to participate in the Enchantment League all the time. Like, think about it like this. The more effort you put into coming back and playing the Enchantment League, the higher the levels of your dragons are going to be. And so that means the more food and the more resources you're going to get. And trust me, because I have my other account as well, I do know how tough it can be as a lower level player to actually earn materials. I do understand that. So that's why, even if you can only do one fight every 2 hours, do it. I mean, if you're going to be the sort of person to participate in all of these events, like castle events and boss challenge events and stuff like that, surely you're going to be willing to at least put some time into the into the Enchantment League as well. Because it's just the same thing. You know, you participate in the events to get a reward dragon, you participate in the Enchantment League so that you can get some upgrades for your main team. And so overall, I just think, you know, if people put a little bit more effort into doing their enchantment fights, then maybe they wouldn't find it as difficult to enchant anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still extremely grindy and one of the least enjoyable things in the game. But if you really dedicate yourself to doing enchantment fight after enchantment fight, trust me, it does pay off. Although, hasn't paid off for me with legendary materials in a while, so I do have a bone to pick with Gameloft over that one. But, especially if you're going for divines, just doing as many fights as you can will probably net you quite a lot of divine materials, or, well, materials and fusion stuff. So, you know, You see me pretty much every video recently. I've just been doing enchantment fights after enchantment fights. And that's because I need to. Because my goal is to level up our team and get stuff done. This is annoying that we don't have a level 80 fight that we can do with our lantern dragon at the moment. Because I remember the time where we used to have so many people with lower level dragons. Like level 15, 20s, just to give people a free fight. But with the new enchantment levels, I can definitely understand why people have, let's say, opted to put their higher level dragons in as defenders now. Because again, the higher the league that you're in, the more rewards you get out of the chest. So, makes logical sense, right? So maybe after a few months or so, it'll go back to how it used to be. Where if you saw someone with a samurai dragon as their first defender, for example, then you knew that you basically had a free ride for that fight. Maybe we won't. I remember when that was a huge trend though, like a huge community thing, where it was like, if you want people to be able to defeat you so that you can D-rank, put a samurai in, and then everyone will go and beat you up, and get free points and free wins. And I do like it when the community comes together or, you know, attempts to do stuff like that, because I think it's really cute. But at the same time, don't go too crazy on people during the Dragon's Delight events and that, if they don't stick to the, I don't know, 600 point limit or whatever the heck it is, because some people just aren't aware of it, and they can't really help it in that case. So there's times where the community attempts can come out really good, and there's times where I'm like, oh no, we need to stop this now. People are being witch hunted for no reason, and that can be a big yikers, is what that can be. But you know, with us having another dragon getting leveled up, we can't really use our Hermes dragon in the map properly yet. I mean, he's pretty good against these dragons, for example, because they're all like level 83, 84. So he can actually destroy these guys. But the main thing that we want him for is, of course, to help us in the final battles in heroic mode. And when he gets upgraded, he will actually be a gigantic help along with our autumn dragon. Because at the moment, we just take our autumn dragon in with like the clay dragon and just hope that it goes well with Dragon Fury. Whereas if we have our Hermes at level 100 as well, we might not need to use as much Dragon Fury essence. We might actually be able to do the later fights. So it is a massive grind fest. And going through and 3-starring all the fights when we have the energy to do it will also help quite a lot. Because if you ever have a fight like this one, for example, where you haven't 3-starred the fight yet, it's a good idea to go back and go and 3-star it as quickly as you can. Because you do get the extra food out of it that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So we should 3-star this fight as far as I'm aware. I don't think anything bad could happen, and just for getting that 3rd and final star on this fight, we get an extra 100,000 food. And that's nothing to snuff your nose at. An extra 100,000 food just for getting a final star is pretty good. So, like this one here, 1 star, we're gonna get an extra 2 stars. We're gonna be reigning in food. So if you do have map fights like this that you have not 3-starred yet, go back and do them. It's such a simple thing that is so easy to forget about. But as soon as you realize, you're like, oh god, I'm missing out on so much extra compared to what I have right now. Just go back, 3-star everything, and you know, when you finally 3-starred every map on the entire map, I don't know, it'll probably feel pretty good as well. Because you'll be like, oh yeah, I've absolutely decimated the story mode. Get on my level. Obviously, if you don't have up to level 100 dragons, just do it up to the point that you're at. I'm sure that for most of you, there will probably be at least a fight or two that you have not fully completed yet. And, you know, the best way to make sure you get 3 stars in a fight is to always take 3 dragons into a fight. I'm not doing that right now, because I don't need to. But always take 3 dragons into a fight. Use perfect hits. One-shotting obviously also helps quite a lot. But it's just the simple things. I know that using Dragon Fury also increases it. But, you know, I wouldn't recommend wasting Dragon Fury Essence on something like that. Because you'll need it. You definitely need Dragon Fury Essence if you want to get through all the map fights. But already, we've almost gathered 2 million food just by doing this. That's insane. It's absolutely insane that just going back and doing old fights gets you an extra 2 mil. That's a quarter of a level up, my dude. I probably should use plant on him, but it's all good. But yeah, you can see our Hermes dragon is still holding his own. He's still doing some work for us, so he's not completely useless anymore. Although in the next few fights that will start changing. Because, I mean, he's level 89, which means he could probably deal with, like, 85s, and then it starts to get a little bit dicey for him. It gets a little bit dicey. It starts getting one shot at that point, because they're all so enchanted on this map. Like, look at that, fully enchanted level 85, almost fully enchanted 85. So it does start getting tough, but you know, I digress. We continue on. And, you know, while we're here, oh, it says we have 2 million, but obviously we don't. Don't quite have 2 million if you're not letting me feed him up, game. What, we need 3,000 food. Really? We're so close. Oh no, it was 817 food is what we're missing. But because there's too many numbers, it just cuts it off. Okay, game. Okay, I get it. I was gonna say we'll give him one final feed before I leave for the weekend, but nah. You can deal with it now, Joko. But anyways, you know, let me know what your own team is and who you've decided to level up with this new update. Because, I mean, realistically, now that the exception dragons are coming out all the time, just use whatever the hell you want, unless you are willing to invest literally hundreds and hundreds every time a new divine event comes out. If you're not that sort of person, then, you know, just pick a team that you want. Do you want it to be aggressive? Do you want a super defensive one? And just stick to it. Because either way, as soon as all of these are fully enchanted and fully leveled up, they're going to do good work anyway. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. I hope your Whalemart offers are splendiferous and beautiful. And until next time, I'll see you next.